Hello and welcome to another episode of me trying to get my dropshipping store up and running. A few updates this week. So we've had my test shipping come through. It's the little beanie hat with the LED, and you push it on and the little LED lights up. It's pretty cool. Took it for a wee walk last night and it does quite well. It's really dark. Other than with the full moon was out actually, so the path was already pretty lit up, but the area we went to was very dark and it performed really well. So I'm really happy with the product. I'm not so happy with the supplier in terms of the shipping time. So it was AliExpress, like everyone uses, but the shipping time was quite high. It was about 3 weeks, 21 days ish for it to get here, which it's not too bad. I don't think it's that big a deal, but it's probably going to put some people off. So I want to try and get that shipping time down. So I'm going to experiment by using another supplier called CJ Dropshipping. They've got basically the same products. There's slight variations on them sometimes. So I've picked essentially the same products I was getting from AliExpress, but on CJ Dropshipping. And we're going to try an experiment with that and see what that's like. I've also been going into looking into the marketing side of things. So how do I actually promote the store? There's no point having a shop and products if nobody comes to buy them. No one knows where they are, right? So I've been using Google Performance Max, and I've been having some real problems with it. Mainly, everything's connected. Everything's interconnected. All your products and your Shopify and your supplier, they're all connected, and if one of those things doesn't work properly, it has a knock-on effect everywhere else. So I was noticing a few problems that I'll go into, but one of them was that the pricing on my Shopify store kept reverting back to its default. So every time I update it, it revert back to the supplier's default, and I couldn't quite figure out what was going on there. But I figured out the reason for that, and I'll show you that in a minute. The other thing is that my products on Google's merchant center, kept getting disapproved and disqualified due to duplicate SKU codes, but there wasn't any duplicate SKU codes. And now, still, to be fair, I haven't figured that one out, but I've deleted all the products off there, and I'm going to try re-add the new ones that I've put in. So there was a lot of variants for the products, which was making it very hard. Lots and lots of variants. I've trimmed that right back to just a couple of variants for each product. I've got 2 products that I'm going to use to begin with, and these will be my trial product to see how things work. Really, I'm not expecting to make a profit at the moment. I'm not expecting to make a profit at all. I'm more likely expecting to make a loss, but even though I'm losing out on money, I'm gaining experience and knowledge that will push me forward, so that in a couple of months' time I do start to see a profit. And that's the whole point. There's no point. It's not a short-term game. I'm not gonna turn it on and be making 100 sales a day straight away. So I won't, certainly. Some people might. Some people will. Some people will find the right product. They'll find the right marketing strategy, and it'll just work for them. It's not that simple. It's not going to be the case for everyone. To begin with, unless you're incredibly lucky, or you have, you pay someone, a mentor, to help you do it, which you can do. If you've got the capital to do that, then maybe you should. If you're like me and you're trying to do this as a small a budget as possible to begin with, the likelihood is you're not going to make much money to begin with. You might break even, but if not, you just have to keep pushing forward. It's not a 1 month plan. It's not even a 6 month plan. It's maybe even a year plan leading into 2-3 years plan. But the idea is that if I start it now, in 3 years time, I'm going to be profitable. I'm going to be making money. If I don't do it now and wait 3 years, I'm not going to be making any money. So you've got to do it now. Take the losses, take the hits now, learn, and move forward. So here we are. I'm going to go through some of the stuff I've been doing recently. So here we are at the Shopify store. You can see my products. Now, there's some duplicates here. You'll be able to tell, and that's for the different suppliers. So these ones down the bottom here, these were the AliExpress supplier, and this is where this came from, this one, yeah. Now, it's a great product, works really well, but the shipping time was just too much. So I've basically found another product which does looks like exactly the same. It's very similar. So if you have a look at this one, yeah, like the products, this is the product, and this is AliExpress. Now, if we go back to the product, I've changed it up to this one slightly. Yeah, very similar idea, similar product. It's slightly different. So this was a rechargeable one with a cable, whereas this one I've got here is a battery. Ostensibly the same thing, right? So I've got my new product and I've brought that in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change up the description and mess about with the pricing and whatnot. And to be honest, this description here was generated using ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is the thing you've all been hearing about recently. It's the AI, text generator, and I'm basically trying that because I'm not a wordsmith. I'm not a copywriter. I'm not great, as you can probably tell when listening to these things. I'm not great at putting together comprehensive or even coherent speech sometimes. So I've decided to try using the ChatGPT. It's produced something which is pretty cool. I've produced what I asked it to, which was an ad for a product description for an LED beanie hat. This is the manufacturer's descriptions. We're going to keep that at the bottom there, and we'll have this stuff in the description as well. So one of the things I was finding was that this pricing here kept reverting back to the supplier's default, right? So I couldn't figure that out. It kept reverting back, and I realized what was happening was I have the store connected up to AutoDS. AutoDS is the platform that basically does the order, sends it to supplier, fulfills the order, and sends it off, right? Now, I hadn't updated these prices. So in here, you've got your prices again. So if I go into the LED hat and have a look at these have got their own prices in them as well. Now, what I discovered was I had to set these up with the same price, yeah, in order for it to. So what I discovered was I had to set these up with the same price. Otherwise, it kept reverting back to the price that was on here. Right. So now it should. You see, there's the advert. It should now be right. I need to tidy this up a bit because this doesn't look nice. Having this all here. Right. So we'll tidy this bit up before we go live with it. But this will be now the right price. Yeah. So that was one of the problems. The other problem we've been having is that on my Google linked page, that's fine. On the Google linked products, it keeps coming up with pending, right? And the other products aren't even there yet because they haven't been. I've only added them this morning, so they're not there yet. And Google takes a long time. This says 3 to 5 days. It's probably a lot longer than that, We can go into this manage availability and just check. Like, we've got one error here. Was it Google is reviewing your Merchant Center account because, yeah, essentially what had happened was all these like SKU codes and whatnot got messed up. And I'm going to put this one on and take this one off, take this one off, put this one on. Take that one off. Right. And what you need to do, what I didn't realize is, again, it doesn't give you much of an explanation. You have to go and set these options, right? So you have to set that it's a custom product, which is false because it's not a custom product because we have all these SKU codes. Now it's going to probably moan about these barcodes being the same. I think actually, having looked at it, maybe that's the problem, but we'll find out in a minute. Age group, adult, unisex. Condition is going to be new, and there's nothing else that we need to add in for this. We do the same thing again for this one. Make it false. It's not a custom product. Custom product would be if you're making something yourself, like it doesn't have a SKU code. It's something you're making, something you're producing, so you make it as a custom code. But this isn't something I'm making. It's got a SKU code. It's got a product code. Yeah. So unisex. This helps the Google algorithm target, where it's going to go. If you said this is for a newborn, it's going to put it into people who are searching for newborn stuff, right? And it's going to send it. If this is an adult, it's going to send it through to adults. Unisex again as well. It knows its audience. Google knows the audience. Google knows who you are. Google knows more about you than your doctor. Yeah. So, and it's new. So that's fine. That means that's my rechargeable hat, my portable telescopic stool, and I've got this anti-fatigue floor mat, which has been on there for a while. And it's not done anything, but it's kind of cool little product. So I'll leave it on there. I will save that. Then that should put the 3 into pending, which will mean that I can, in the future, add them to my Google advertising. Now, it says it takes 3 to 5 days. That is probably true. It took about a week before, 7 days at least before they came up to here. So when that happens, we'll come back to that. But I'll give you a quick view around the ad center, and you can see that it's not as easy as people like to make it out. A lot of people will tell you this, oh, you just make a Google ad and it's great. It's like, yeah, but there are lots of things to click. There are lots of things to do. And if you're not confident, if you're not familiar with how it works, you're going to look at this and get slightly overwhelmed. So let me show you what I'm talking about. We're going to launch the Google Merchant Center. Straight away, even having this linked up to the right place took forever. Like, there was a lot of messing about. Now here's one of the ads I had running for a little while before it got cancelled because of this issue. Yeah, I had 10 ad impression and 1 click, so it was a 10% click ratio, which has cost me £1.57. Right, that's not great. Like a 10% click ratio is fantastic, but from 10 ads, 10 impressions, not brilliant, right? So this is the problem here. We're in this products bit, and I've just deleted all the products because they were like, suspended account for policy violation. This is because I had products that were yeah, so here's another thing. Here's what's this now? There's a problem identified with the minimum required state of your online shop. Update this. Has a domain name that matches uploaded domain name. That's true. No broken links. It doesn't have any. Contains no placeholder text that it shouldn't do. The product details and categories on your online shop match those you provide in your product data. This probably is where it's failed. Because the pricing kept changing on my shop, and it wasn't changing up here. So I'm going to request this gets reviewed again because there's a verified phone number and address. There's accurate business information. It doesn't contain any generic information. It's not crishing it. Yeah. So we're going to request a review. Fix all these issues. Request review. Right. So that. Oh right. Well, I can't complete my request. Brilliant. This is the sort of things they don't show you on most of these videos, right? Little errors that appear, little weird niggly things. That's annoying. I'm going to have to come back and fix this at some point, right? So until I can really get this product stuff going, it's slow. We're not advertising right now. The advertising's been paused, but yeah, this is the realities of dropshipping, especially when you're a beginner and you don't have a clue what you're doing. It is hard, but it's actually quite rewarding. I'm actually enjoying this. It's interesting. It's quite fun. I've not spent much, as you can tell. I've spent £1.57 so far on advertising. Now, the advertising failed, but it's taught me so many things that I need to fix and get right. So at the end, it's going to be money well spent. So when I do get the products when I do get the products like into Google Store, I will come back and show you me setting up the advertising campaign, and I'll maybe even do a little test product. In fact, I might buy one of the products. I might just do a test buy and see how quickly it does arrive, and then we'll see how we advertise it, because then I have to take my own videos, do some of my own pictures. Yeah, there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. Still even need to go through some of the website and touch that up a wee bit. I've kind of neglected that as I've been trying to deal with all this, but now I kind of understand what's going on. I'm going to go back to the website and spruce it up a wee bit. But until then, if you do have any comments, comment below, like, subscribe. If you want to see how I'm getting on or how I'm not getting on, how I'm failing, so you can avoid the failure, then follow me, and I will show you all. I will show you warts and all what this is all about. And there's no gloss here. So until next time, bye bye.